Hey guys, this is Nathan, and welcome back to TechNodeFirmaCraft. So, as you can tell from my HP, I took quite a beating on the last night. So the sun just came up, I had a skeleton coming after me, I was just barely able to build a really quick shelter that I was able to hide in. And I don't think, well, no, he didn't give us any bones or anything, So yeah, that kind of sucks. I've been doing a little looking around the area, and we found some galena just a little ways away. I found some bismuth in two spots. I found some hematite over here, so that's iron. That's good. So we've got our copper real close. We've got galena over here. I haven't done much exploring in this area or over here, and I can pretty well guarantee we're going to find tons and tons of stuff scattered around here. But the little encounter with the skeleton made me decide that I think the first thing that we want to do here today is get a little bit of space smoothed out here, and we need to build ourselves a little bit of a shelter. So I'm going to work on that for a little bit, and then we're going to take a look at possibly trying to get some tools so that we can start mining that copper. Well, all I can say is this is a fine how do you do from the game. To have a big huge storm come through here right after we get to the area. But yeah, it looks like it's getting to be nighttime again. I've been kind of cutting some trees. I'm going to lower this hill down by 1 block is what I've decided. And then we're going to build a little bit of something. Now I've been building a larger area for me to hide in there out of my log piles. And by the way, to make a log pile, to place a block, I believe you just do the typical left click. Let's pull up our logs here. Where are they? Right there. So if we just left click, it places the log. But if we shift left click, it places a log pile. And that will be facing, the ends of the logs will be facing you. And then you can right-click on it with anything other than a log to see its contents. It can hold up to 16 logs in each one of those. And you can just open it up and pull the logs right back out. And when there's no logs left, the log pile disappears. So, why am I not... Oh, because that one wasn't full. Okay. So, yeah, I think I'm going to have to hide here again. So we're just going to place this here. Darkness. Whoops. Well, here. I have the perfect solution. No darkness, and no falling blocks. So, we're going to take a look at the quest book here real quick. I've been finding a little bit more of the copper nuggets, and my gosh, that stupid... And the weather sounds are completely off. Let's try turning the ambient environment off. No. Well, you know what? I think I'm going to have to wait until this storm is past, and then I'll be back. So, the storm is gone. That's good. So we're going to take a look at our quest book now and see what we got going on. So the next quest that I want to look at is the pottery quest. So, learning how to make and fire clay items. To find clay deposits, look for goldenrod flowers growing on the grass. Don't bother looking for clay in dry grass areas as clay needs water to form. So we have 1 goldenrod, we have found plenty of clay. So next up is small pottery items. You must have a stack of at least 5 clay in your hand to open up the crafting GUI with right click. The clay will not be consumed until you complete the task, so if you make a mistake, just close the window and try again. So we've already made the clay vessels, we've already made the clay jugs, we still need to make some clay bowls. So let's go ahead and look up a bowl. And to make the clay bowl, we need to make this shape in our clay napping. So I've got 10 clay here, so we're going to go like this. Clean out a whole bunch of the stuff that we don't need, and we get 2 clay bowls. Now I've got a little bit of stuff here. Oops, and I threw the wrong stuff on the ground. So I'm going to place those in there. We're going to place down our straw, and I think we're going to eat here first, because we are getting hungry. So as you can tell, I did get a little bit of venison, killed a couple of deer on the trip, cooked those. So yeah, we got some meat. That's good. And so next we will place down our logs. And now we're ready to light these guys and wait for our pottery. And in the meantime, we can work on something else. Well, so much for that log. So, whatever, we'll just throw that away. So next up, we need the large pottery items, which we've already made the large vessel. Now we need the fire pit kiln, and so we're going to need to get our ceramic bowls back. So this is just explaining everything that I've already showed you. We're going to get a full heart and some clay for that, and then we'll be able to pick one, either a ceramic jug, a ceramic vessel, or a quarter heart. Of course, we're going to take a quarter heart. So I'm going to wait for this to get finished, and we'll be able to finish that one. So if we go back here, we have the stone hoe. So, where we learned how to use our new hoe. To start your farm, you'll need to nap a hoe. With the hoe, till grass, not dirt, to get a farmland block full of nutrient. Unlike vanilla farmland does not need water, but farmland hydrates with fresh water will help the crop grow faster. Okay, that didn't seem like good English, but okay, whatever. The stone hoe, using the mode change key, will also let you check if your farmland is hydrated and if the plant on it is ready for harvest, or is ready to be harvested. As you harvest more mature crops, your agricultural skill will raise. This increases your chance at getting extra seeds and will unlock information on the nutrients needed for different crops and found in farmland. So, we need to make ourselves a hoe next, so let's take a look at that. How? Not how. So we need to make a stone hoe head, that is this shape right here, so let's go ahead and grab some rocks. We'll nap up that shape here real quick. So there we go, there's a hoe head. So we are going to put that on a stick and we'll have ourselves a hoe. And we can till the ground. Now, I found some red apples and some olives on our trip, so I've planted those. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to come through here and till this up and get ourselves some farmland. And then we have a whole bunch of seeds in here. Where are those at? So here we have some seeds. We're going to go ahead and we'll just... No. This isn't going to work very good. We'll drop the clay on the ground. We'll take this out. No. It gave me back the right one this time. Wow. Game is being really laggy at the moment. And we're coming up on nighttime. So let's go ahead and plant these red bell peppers real quick. And I threw the wrong thing on the ground. So we're going to get these planted. And I'm going to wait for that, well, let's just see if, where's our hoe? There we go. We also need a drink. Time for a drink. So this is one thing that I did not miss, was the constant need for water. So let's take a look at our quest book here. And it looks like that's everything. So we're going to get a rye seed and a full heart. We're going to be able to pick soybeans, carrots, or wheat. Well, we already have wheat. We've got carrots growing around here, so let's go ahead and take some soybeans. Claim the reward. Hello? Why won't it let me claim the reward? Okay, well, there appears to be something wrong with that quest. I know I've been able to claim it in the past, but anyway, that could cause us a little bit of a problem. Okay, well, we've got the berry bush, so we were supposed to find one berry bush. I have 4 cranberry bushes, so let's see if we can get this one. So I think I want the strawberry bush here. Once again, it won't let me claim it. Maybe I need to restart the game? I don't know. So also we have the fruit trees here. So we had the red apple tree sapling. We're going to be able to get a peach, orange, cherry, or red apple with that. And I doubt this is going to give us the ability to claim it. No. Well, that's just weird. I guess I'll probably restart the game, see if I can claim those rewards, and I'll be back in a little bit. Well, I get the feeling that a couple of our quests are screwed up in the quest book. I just grabbed some of the items here out of the pottery, and yeah, it allowed me to claim this quest. So, I don't know what's going on there for sure, but so we've got a couple more here. None of these work. So let's take a look at this. So we had food and water, food from the wilds. Food is a constant concern in TFC. In early days, you will need to explore to find various wild food. Crops will randomly spawn in the world, but they may not be mature, and so harvesting will only give you seeds. You'll need to decide if you have time to get a farm going or you want to come back later. You'll also find many wild animals that can provide meat. Remember, only deer and pheasants can respawn. Slowly. Cows, chickens, pigs, sheep, and horses will only ever spawn on world generation. You'll also get very little meat from animals until you raise your butchery skill. So early game seaweed is a staple food. You'll find seaweed along the coasts in salt water, but the farther north you are, the less likely you will see it. Harvest it by right-clicking with a knife. So we needed some seaweed, and then the next thing is drinkable water. You need to keep yourself hydrated with fresh water. You can drink from any pond if it has cattails, not cat of nine tails. Cattails. Cat of nine tails is a whip. So cattails in it, or from rivers and streams. Right-click on fresh water. Be sure you are targeting the block under or beside the water block. Sipping water is slow, but you can carry water in a jug. You can quickly fill a large amount of your hydration with a jug. So we have our water jugs. That's great. This is going to give us another full heart and some clay. Well, that one works. So understanding food basics. We're collect for our farm. As you explore your world, you will find more and more food. Berry bushes, fruit trees, and crops. Mature crops will give both seed bags and a food item. The seed bag can then be planted on farmland and will slowly grow depending on a lot of factors. The food item that mature crops drop will have a weight and will decay over time, causing the weight to go down. There are 2 shortcut keys for processing food. Hover over any food item, and press D to trim decay off all food. Hover over a food item and press S to stack all of the food into max size stacks. Decay can only be trimmed by placing food in a crafting grid with a knife. If there is no decay where then the food stack will be split in half. You process whole grains by crafting them with a knife, giving grains and straw. It is best to store grains in this form as they have a slower decay rate. The grains can be used to feed animals or processed further to make bread. Get any seed bags to complete this quest. So, once again, clay and a full heart. So now we have a couple of things here. Now this is going to vastly improve our food here. So, salad bar. Don't drop the bowl. Don't win friends with... Eating each food category separately is not efficient. By eating salads, you not only combine multiple food groups, you can gain saturation and will slow how quickly levels of food groups, not in the salad decrease. To make a salad, you need a food prep area. Right-click on top of any solid block with a knife to create a food surface. Enter the GUI to make your salad. You can have a food group twice, but each ingredient must be unique. Salads are 20 ounces of food. So let's see if we can get this set up. We're going to have to make a knife. So which one of these did I put the rocks in? I think it was... No, not that one. That would mean it's this one. So let's drop our clay off in there. We're going to grab some Dectite rocks, and we'll drop this guy back down there. We need to make some knives. So I made some knives here a little while ago to help clean up the ground, but I used them all up. So let's go ahead and for now we are going to use this log on top of our little house, and now we have a food prep area. So the salad, we need 10 ounces of one thing, 4 ounces of another, 4 ounces of another, and 2 ounces of another. Now unfortunately right now we do not have enough different things. We only have 3 different types of food. I guess we could possibly use the sugar cane. No, it's not a food group. So we do have our protein and vegetable. We would need possibly a fruit, or what's the other one? Let's take a look here. What are the different ones? We have fruit, vegetable, grain, protein, and dairy. So we don't have any grain, we don't have any dairy. Dairy is way later in the game, and we don't have any fruit. So unfortunately right now we cannot use this, but I am going to grab my bowls out of here because we do have a quest that we're going to need those for here in a little bit. So we can't make the salad yet. We're going to have to pass on that. So now looking for metals, where we learn to gather enough copper to make our first metal tools. So first, looking for nuggets. To leave the Stone Age, you're going to need to find copper ore. There are 3 types of ore that produce copper when smelted: native copper, malachite, and tetrahedrite, which I've found all 3 of those. The best way to get nuggets is to explore. Mark the locations where you find them, as an ore vein will be nearby. Later, you can use a prospector's pick to find the ore vein, to find the vein itself. A gold pan or sluice can be used as a last resort for getting the nuggets you need. This task will accept any of the 3 types of copper, so we just needed 1 nugget, now we have desperation. So you've not had luck with getting enough copper for your first tool. You are desperate. Well, there is gold panning. Put a ceramic bowl in the crafting grid to craft a gold pan. Now that you have a gold pan, you will need to sift through sand or gravel under running water to try to find bits of native ores. To do this, first right-click on a block with sand or gravel to fill the pan, then right-click on running water. You may also find bits of native copper, gold, silver, platinum as you pan, depending on your prospecting skill. Not a terrible activity during the first few nights hiding, but be aware you will overwork the chunk in time. So let's go ahead and make ourselves up a gold pan real quick, and that looks like everything. So I'm going to take the native copper nuggets this time. We're going to claim that one, and basically we're just waiting on these to be fixed. We're waiting on another food group for our salad bar. So let's take a look at the casting age. So we need out of the Stone Age and charcoal pits. Well, I'm not ready for either of those. So I think what I'm going to do at this particular moment is continue working on leveling this off, and I will be back in a little bit. So I was doing a little bit of exploring off in this direction. You can see there's kind of a tall hill. It's a very steep cliffed area. So I went over there to look around, and I found a few more of these mineral deposits and cinnabar. So right away we have found redstone, and that is gonna make me so happy. That was one of those things that I fought and fought and fought to find. So that makes me feel really good to see that. But so we have a few more things that we can do here in the quest book right away. So we have here in the casting age, no, come on, just open it up. Out of the Stone Age, where we learn the secrets of basic metallurgy. So first we had the no stone unturned, which was to find a copper nugget or malachite or tetrahedrite. And it says it is time to progress into the metal ages. The most important metal early on is copper. You will make your first tools from copper or a copper alloy. You will find nuggets of metal on the ground, which indicates there is at least one ore block within 40 blocks of the surface in that chunk. All tool casts require 100 units of metal to fill, so you will need 10 nuggets. If you have really good luck, you can skip right past copper tools and craft bronze alloy tools. This task accepts any copper nugget. So next up we have casts. Clay can be used to make casts. Casts are used to make copper and bronze tools. You are able to smith copper and bronze tools on an anvil as well. Once you reach the Iron Age tools, once you reach the Iron Age tools are exclusively smith. Whatever. So we need to make a saw mold, a pro pick mold, and a regular pick mold. So let's go ahead and grab some clay, and we are going to make our stuff up here. So we need molds. So we need the pro pick mold, which is made like this. So we'll go ahead and make that first. Then we need the regular pick mold, which is made like that. So we'll go ahead and grab that one as well. And then finally we need the saw mold, which, where are you? Right there. So that is made, basically you take out a diagonal space here and then one extra one right there. So we go those, and then add this one, and you've made your saw mold. So we need to set these into the ground so that we can cook them, just like we would with anything else. And I think we're going to be making some other things as well. I don't recall. So let's take a look at this. So, smelting ores in a pit kiln. So you have enough nuggets to make at least one metal tool. Each nugget is worth 10 units, and it takes 100 units to fill one ingot or tool mold. Place the nuggets into a ceramic vessel and fire it with the 3 molds. If you are making alloy, be sure you have the correct ratios. If you are wrong, you will just get your nuggets back. And this is very helpful because if you screw up later on above the forge, it turns into an unknown alloy and there's no way to get it back. So when the kiln is done, take out the saw mold and ceramic vessel with liquid copper. Right-click to open the vessel and place the mold inside. Once the mold is full, remove it and then place it in your crafting grid to remove it from the mold. The mold is destroyed and you will get a saw blade. Craft a complete saw using the blade over a stick. The saw is very useful at this point because it allows you to cut logs into lumber, which is used to craft a number of wooden items. Your first craft should be turning 4 lumber into planks and 4 planks into a crafting table. This will expand your personal crafting grid. This task accepts copper or any bronze saw. So we're not going to be building that right away. We need to make our pick first. But right now we need to make a few more of these large or medium vessels. And I'm going to fire these guys and I'll be back in a little bit. So I had to put some pumpkins on top of this because, well, we had rain and I didn't want those to be put out. I don't remember if it puts it out or not. But so we have our molds here. So let's see. Whoa. I guess I need some inventory control here. So what can we put in here? Rotten flesh. Found some potatoes. I've got quite a few of those, so I'll be able to make some vodka. That's good. And yeah, we'll just throw some garbage in there. That'll give us some room. Okay, so what we want to do now, we are going to have to run our pit kiln again. And what we're going to do is we're going to put in this some copper, some bismuth, and some sphalerite. And what this is going to give us is bismuth bronze. So if we look at the uses on copper, you can see we could use tin, which we only have a little bit of the cassiterite and copper, and we could make regular bronze that way. Or we can use zinc and, well, yeah, zinc and copper, and that will make brass. Copper and gold makes rose gold. Then we get into some of the more complex ones where we have silver, copper, and gold to make black bronze, or bismuth, copper, and sphalerite, which is what we're doing right now, to make the bismuth bronze. And then we have copper and silver for sterling silver, nickel and copper for the cupronickel. So yeah, we're going with the maximum amount of bismuth here, the minimum amount of zinc, and the balance in copper. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this back into the hole, and I'm going to light this back up, and when I get done, we're going to make ourselves a pickaxe so that we can start mining our copper over here. So I've kind of cleared the water around this, picked up all the dirt, and we're going to be able to get that copper in just a little bit. So I'm going to get this going, and I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, so that has just burned out. I have the pick mold here in my hand, so if we grab this and open it up, we have 100 units of liquid bismuth bronze in here right now. So we'll drop this pick mold in here. That will give us our pick head. There we go, and we get chalcolithic, okay, whatever that means. So if we put this in our crafting inventory, we get a bismuth bronze pickaxe head. Now we can take this, combine it with a stick, and there we go, our first pickaxe. And we get the achievement, Time to Mine, finally. So I think we can also use the hammer here to pick up stone, can't we? No? Oh, okay, well I just turned that into a... Neat, okay. So, hammer time. So we can use our pickaxe here now to grab copper. So these have 50 copper in each one, so just those two by themselves give us enough to make ourselves another tool. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just do a little poking around here, see if I can find some more of this copper. We're going to melt down a few more things so that we can make our pro pick and our saw. And yeah, I'll be back after I get a little bit more copper. So I have still not found any more of the vein of copper, but you can see I've got some dirt here. I went ahead and panned some gravel, and I did get a little bit more copper, so I was able to get 200 units here. So we're going to go ahead and make our pro pick or our prospector's pick, and we're going to make our saw blade as well. And this is going to be very helpful for down in the mine for two reasons. First off, what I was doing here, I made myself a little stair step down, and then I was using logs. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. I was using logs to keep the ground from caving in, and you can see I went down here a fair distance further underneath the ground, and I did not find a thing. So we're going to try to use the pro pick and see if we can find this copper. So let's get back up here to the surface. And also you'll notice in my inventory I have some of the regular dactite rock. You get that here. Well, I'll just go ahead and show this here. So we have here a block of stone that has no stone blocks on its side. So if we dig finally the block out from underneath it, that block of stone breaks off and we get the raw stone. So that is how you get the raw stone here. Later on we can use, I think, the arc furnace from immersive engineering to melt the cobblestone back down. And also I did a poke hole straight down right here. I didn't find anything there either, so I'm not sure where this copper is. But we're going to go ahead and make our saw blade, we're going to make our pro pick, and now we're going to turn these into actual tools. So we get carpenter, and we don't get anything for the Pro Pick. So before we do anything, we are going to take our saw, we're going to take some logs, we're going to cut those into lumber, and then we are going to take and make 4 planks, and then we will grab up this lumber here and exchange it for the planks. We'll make ourselves a crafting grid, and there we go. Now we have a 3x3 crafting grid. That is pretty nice. And then we'll just go ahead and take the rest of this and make it into planks as well. So the Pro Pick now, what we're going to do with that, we just kind of smack this thing on the ground. Nothing of interest, nothing of interest. Traces of galena. So let's check over here where we had the copper, nothing of interest. You get a lot of false readings, especially when you have low-level prospecting. I really hope that we have some copper around here. Well, I may have to go looking somewhere else, because, yeah, we're finding nothing. So I think I'm going to go, I found another spot where we had some poor copper. If we look at the map here, I think it was right here. So yeah, there's some poor copper over here. This is normal copper. And the rest of this stuff, we have no idea. I did find some tetrahedrite here. That's copper as well. Bismuth, hematite. That's going to be a good one. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can find some more copper so that we can make some more tools, because this is going to be pretty important. And also, we will need to find out how the episode is coming for time. And I'll be back after a little bit. Well, I have continued to try over here to see if I can find this copper. No luck. Now, where I found the other copper over here, this poor copper, I did get a little bit. I think I got 8 pieces. It still says there's copper there. I can't find it. But this is the nice one. The tetrahedrite, I found it. And it's rich tetrahedrite, which means we get 75 units for each one of these that we dig. Now, I just dug a little bit of it because I can't make enough ladders to get out of the ground, so I had to pile up cobblestone. On top of that, I didn't have any logs so that I could make either support beams or whatever, the planks to hold up the ceiling. And so I decided I would just come back here to the base area and gather up some of that stuff and then go back out and mine it again. But I did check, and we are out of time, so I am going to have to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to give a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have anything that you want me to look at, if you're enjoying the series, or if you just want to say hi and leave a comment, go ahead and do that down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!